Did not need to know that you were gushing. Back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm SlayerMathis, and this time, we brought Kite back to Colony 9 before heading out to the distant fingertip in the Forest region. And this time, we're stopping by Colony 9 again, if we can solve them. Again, now at least try. We're back here at Colony 9, of course, hometown, where we started, not necessarily started off our journey, we had Everblind started off our journey. We're close enough. And we can talk to, carry those potatoes. Dude, no need to steal your now you're making it seem stingy. I'm just worried because you're getting ill in the manual. Potatoes are the issue. Probably. I think to call them imitators. Like a medic? That's fun one I did. Anyway, I've been warning everyone, so I thought it best to give you a heads up too. Pretty unpleasant. There are other problems besides those. I'm better off talking to the others directly. Sorry, I wish we had better news for you. If we only could cultivate the fields properly. It starts off with reasons to evolve. Lots of
Sounds pretty grim.
Worn down mentally and physically. We have to act now. The smell.
The smell of potatoes.
Time to eat them, no?
I feel for the poor snuffers that ate them imitators, but on the other hand, think about his potatoes as a weapon. These were rated as food. The fields. Info on the fields, it gets us one of our things.
Hey man, I just wanted to say, doing a pretty good job, all in all.
Well, for you to be cheering me up makes it all the more precious.
Oh, they're being nice finally. My insides. Not you two. I told you not to eat those stupid spuds. The fields. We'll talk to people after. There's little people here, though. Trish, when Kite started getting strange ideas, why did you put a stop to it? Was it just respected Kite's thoughts on the matter? He was being stunned, too. A long time ago, the colony was raided and took a big hit defending me. So he had to be taken off the team. Of course, he's a friend, but it feels like he's always been alone somehow, you know? So I want to stay on his side, even if the world turns against him. How much more to it than that? Lenny, you also had some extra stuff for us. So that was a lost number soldier that Marlin found, was it? If that's the case, then that key you might found working the city place, huh? Can open up a warehouse, certainly. Is the key to their room? Huh? Soldiers that didn't get their own rooms with locking doors? Seriously? That's pretty cool. I'd love to go and see what that's like sometime. I didn't think they'd be up for it. Thanks for getting Kite and the others home and dry. I appreciate it. Colony 9 can't do without Kite. I'm sure I'm not the only one who sees it that way. We can keep on zooming. Yum, yum. And out you go. Whee! So much for Zeal's little experiment. What got hold of him thinking we could grow our own food? Wouldn't we all have been growing our own stuff, food ages ago if it was really that simple? The fields! You have to say it as dramatically as possible each time. Fields. Fields. Well, theoretically, this book tells you how to raise a crop field. Yeah, I know, it doesn't assume you'll actually do it. I mean, there's only 2 sparking pages dedicated to it. The textbook! So with the fields, we'll be able to easily harvest our own food if we take care of them properly, right? It's not going so great right now. We're gonna be in trouble if it is out like this. The fields! New topic available. Camilla's really something. When her shift for the commissary is over, she goes out and helps in the fields. I asked her if she was getting tired. No, she said. She loved every minute of it. It seemed like the only things on her mind right now are potatoes and fox. It's pretty cool that she's found passions in life. I hope I can too. I cannot believe this. The Sheik. What's wrong? I was to her all about these trick caverns that Nopon built all across Ionios. It sounded fun, so I asked her if we could check them out, and you know what she said? That was too dumb to solve them. First of all, that's an incredibly rude thing to say, and second, what even is a trick cavern? Your guess is as good as mine, and we found one of them. Kite's Worry Fest seemed to be getting a bit short by a tick or two. I think so, too. Seems to be doing well with Xeon, too. We were saying the same thing. Kite's a worry, what? Contrast, you seem pretty unflappable, Eastman. Well, Kite's a guy who takes his ticks down and stuff, so. Oh, I feel they're weird. Very, very weird. I haven't done this for anyone yet, Rold. You're not gonna get the points. You're big and buff. Garbage troops from another colony see us as enemies now. Cat was good enough to bring me up to speed about that. So there's nowhere for us to run now, but we aren't the only colony to have broken ties with the castles, are we? Maybe if we joined forces with them, we'd have a chance. We can't just go down without a fight. See, I like Rold. He's like, alright, you know, this is reasonable, not a great situation, but okay. We respect you, Rold. You are neat. Very nifty lad. What a nifty lad he is. Out to the Colony 9 canteen to discuss the fields! Fields. We're going to talk about the textbook first.
Could you all come round for a second?
Oh, hey, Ton, you've been keeping up with your Agnes textbooks reading, right? Isn't that a bit pointless now? I mean, since we're all on the same side and all that. And here's the thing. Before we became Ouroboros, I believed implicitly that every word in there was correct and accurate. If I practiced what I taught, all would turn out to be the benefit of my colony and my queen. But now I know, as do we all, that no more than a Mobius deception. Alright, so why waste any more time on it? Because if you think about it, the textbooks contain information advantageous to the Mobius. See what I'm saying? If I can reverse engineer and analyze this advantageous information, I can find out about their real goals and intentions. Well, if they're rating them to, like, learn more about your enemy. The information forms the basis of strategy. This elementary tactician know-how. But it's also not like everything in there is backwards nonsense either. Consider the case of colonized fields, for instance. If you can't blindly trust what we're reading, you have to sort through the information and make your own mindset. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Quick comment bonus experience that we're not going to use.
Could you all come round for a second?
I've been wondering, how's the colony farming initiative getting along now? Well, we've been tilling the fields and planting seeds, but they just won't grow. Even when it looks promising, the batch fails. Even with the glitter radishes, those were in the manual. No luck whatsoever. I wish I could simply ask those radishes what the problem is. The man's got to be pretty desperate if he wants to talk to vegetables. Well, if you don't get an answer from them, why don't we ask Juniper about it? Colony Tao's got plenty of veggies grown in the area. True, Tao's consistently proven their self-reliance even without getting support from the castle. They may be able to impart some know-how. Colony Tao. Juniper's a good friend of ours. I'm sure they'll be able to help us. Understood. Then I'd like to inquire without delay. Could ask you to accompany me. We're coming with you whether you like it or not. Ain't that what friends are for? Thank you, Uni. Ah, but before we depart, you want to stop by Kite's place, right? I was thinking it'd be a good idea to iron things out with him first, too. Well then, we have the same agenda. No, you're not going to keep us all in the loop here? Come on, guys. We're taking some of the toxic potatoes with us. But Juniper will be able to advise us on the matter. Oh, well, let's say so next time. Making a mountain out of a re-killed ants. Stop pouting. Shut up, who's pouting? I'm pouting, you're pouting! You pouting.
Right then, should we get a move on?
So you're going to Colony Tao to meet some archer that knows their veggies? Exactly. I think I'm discussing the issue with the field in person, and... Well, why didn't you tell me this sooner? I'll get Fox and the others to hold the fort while we're away. You guys go on ahead. What, you're coming as well now? I did say I'd work with you, didn't I? Everyone will be so relieved if we can get some good news out of this. Alright, then I'll see you there. Oh, and I'd like to bring along one of those potatoes if you don't mind. Take as many as you like, just take care you don't mix them up and end up with a stomach ache. Right then, I'll see you at Colony Tao. Get the imitator from Kite. And we're popping on into Colony Tao. I like Colony Tao. Colony Tao's great. Can we do their Ascension quest yet? I don't know. I think so. I have written down notes when we can do them. I'll double check. Because that'll be one I want to do. Because I like the Stalker class, and I like Juniper. Juniper's very cool. I just think they're neat.
So verdant here. Very different from back home.
Both places have their merits. I like Colony 9 too, of course.
Ah, damn, that one's...
The fields are over there. I am always agog at the splendor of these fields. This field, how ample its furrows.
Very ample furrows indeed.
They seem to be growing nicely.
Yes, they should be ready for harvest soon. It's best to pick them just as soon as they start to wilt.
You let them wilt, even after nurturing them so carefully.
You larger yield.
Incredible. So they're not out dying, but making way for new life. Must.
You mention it? Yes. All life is built some kind of size.
Indeed, is a thing. Now that we have our flesh, all the more aware of this fact.
Believe we've been acquainted yet?
Zeon, commander of Colony, do apologize for this sudden visit.
Junip also acted capacity of command of Colony Tower.
We're here today to...
Oh, you tell. A natural world, since contained torments, usually defend arbiters. I'd guess that these belong to that category.
I was afraid of this.
It must have been frustrating.
Yes. For the whole colony. I don't mind the toil myself. Such was my decision. But as for my friends, I'd rather they simply enjoy the result.
I understand. I know that feeling. I'd like to suggest a different crop, drawing from our experience here. Would you wait here a moment, please?
Phew. Finally caught up.
You took your sweet time.
Sorry, I lost my bearings. So, did you figure out the issue?
Oh, sorry to keep you. Look here. These will grow even in the harshest. And you are?
Kite. Lieutenant, from Colony 9.
Hello, Kite. I'm Juniper. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh! What the... Why's my chest... Just ignore me. I'm fine. Are those... my imitators?
Oh yeah, they do look similar. They're not, right?
No, they're toxic. I knew it. This is one of Agnes's kite.
It's true. When considering root vegetables, poisonous tubers are relatively common. However, these spongy buds are... Huh?
It's sweet. Already more than edible.
You mean it's safe? Really?
Yes.
I think I'd bake him first myself.
Silence, Lance.
These buds, they're the pride and joy of our colony. I'm so glad you like them. Really.
I don't... Where do you find this trust? These were our enemies.
Yes, but not now.
I get that. I know that. But still, if only you weren't Agnian.
I'm sorry we put you through that.
It's perfectly fine. I think you should talk to your soldier in private, though.
Let me be clear. We do not bear any ill will toward Colony Tower, nor do we...
I didn't mean as a commander. More as one person to another. Your friends. Didn't you want them to be happy, rather than toiling and struggling in vain? And one more thing. The pivotal factor is the soil.
Soil?
Check to make sure that there's earth wormwood growing in your fields. I'll forward the steps you'll need to take to your iris for reference. Did I say something funny?
No. I'm just pleasantly surprised at how earnest you are. I'll take a look as soon as we're back at the colony. Oh, and if you've any problems on your end, would you allow us to lend our support?
Problems?
It wouldn't feel right if the goodwill only went one way. Am I right?
I understand. Let me consider.
I'm glad we could talk. We'll make some wonderful fields yet.
I look forward to that day.
I see some relations have changed.
Smell.
Kite, you stay away from... You stay away from Juniper! That's my non-binary waifu! I love Juniper so much, she's a fantastic character. And she gets towards hate because her class is not generally seen as very good, but Juniper's such a wonderful character. I don't know, just something about the cat girl archer just resonates with me. But enough about her, this is Xeon's quest.
This Earth is what matters.
Looks like colony relations have changed.
Xeon's a little weirdo, too.
Hey, you know what happens if you pull out earthworm wood? Its roots wriggle around and stuff like they're alive. Gives me the creeps.
Stop trying to worm your way out of this.
According to Juniper's information, the presence of earthworm wood improves the soil's drainage. In other words, it makes for earth that is best suited for potato growing.
All right, already. I guess we just get on with it, yeah?
We just get on with it.
Can't find a single one of them.
I guess it's not the best soil.
I knew it was just some kind of trick. There was no way it was gonna be that easy.
Look here, you.
Enough, Lance. Kite, I know you're worried about the fields. Come over here and let's talk.
No need. I don't have anything to say to you.
Right.
We probably want to check out some other sites, I guess.
Right. There should be some untended land not far from the colony. Let's do a sweep.
We'll update you if we find anything.
Sparks. What's wrong with me?
I see some relations have changed.
Trying to get a Romeo and Juliet thing going, but no. My Agni and cat girl non-binary waifu. Piss off, Kite. I'll fucking beat you up. No, Xeon's a little weirdo. Just, you know, straight up just chomping on a potato, just like it's an apple. Just, you know, why not? We can go and vibe around over here. See if we got anything on this site.
There we go! Earthworm wood!
Ugh.
Don't worry, it's not gonna bite.
I'm not worried about it biting.
Looks like we found our spot. I'll inform Kite.
You think he'll actually help us?
Don't worry. He's a bit delicate in some areas, but when he starts something, he will see it through.
What is it?
I've lost contact.
What a jerk. Now he won't take your calls.
Whoa, now, we should probably hear his side of the story, yeah? Let's stop stirring the pot.
I've already talked to him, but it didn't prove very effective.
He's taken this personally, so it'll probably take some time. Both of you are being too quick to judge. Don't be hasty.
Hasty?
It's like I said, you need to speak from man to man, soldier to like how you talk.
Oh yeah, I argue and always fight.
He just gets on my nerves.
Right back at you.
Me?
That counts as fighting.
Just having some banter.
With Kite, talking on a lieutenant.
I realized. Some issued us of talking to a footing.
Talk to him again. Better this time.
Yes. Perhaps it...
I have no idea if the other spots actually give you different dog or anything of the sort. Because I remember it being like up there for where we have it, but oh well. It might just be that wherever you choose has the location. I don't actually fully remember. I'll double check.
Hey, Kite.
What do you want?
We've good news. We found a plot that would be perfect for farming.
Really? That's great. I mean, well, that's just great in the eye-rolling sense.
So you won't help us out?
Well, I never said that.
Talk to us, boss. You gonna get your hands muddy or not?
Yes. All right? I'll do it. I'll do my snuffing job. Okay, so, what are we planting?
Spongy spuds. Juniper's already told us how to grow them.
Oh, here we go again.
Don't grumble. That potato was truly delicious.
Fine. Whatever. Just give me the spuds. What?
Of course. We still need potatoes to plant.
You didn't get them ready?
We were so focused on looking for earthworm wood.
It happens.
This isn't like you, Commander. Did you eat something funky?
Nobody's perfect. Even the most scrupulous perfectionist is liable to err, on occasion.
All right. Just hurry up and get some. Spongy spuds, right? Let's start with about 10 of those.
We'll gather them as fast as we can. Shall we meet again in the fields?
Sure thing. Just send me the location by iris.
I see some relations. have
I'm
changed.
surprised that we don't already have them, but it might just be a case where they don't spawn until you have this quest coming up. Oh, this place is annoying to walk through. I just wish there was a fast travel location on that side. Because it can take a little bit of time to get over to, well, that side of the world. I am good at speaking like a person. I am a human and not a AI program designed to very shittily make that place. I'm actually pretty happy with some of the content in this one. I don't quite know what I want to do after this one. That is something I will need to figure out eventually. But I know it won't be Xenoblade 2 quite yet. Just because, I don't know, it just seems too soon after. But I'm still figuring things out. Don't particularly want to fight, but I
What's that?
might want to anyways. Might end up doing so anyways, I should say. Alright, no, that's fine. Yeah, I think it depends on where you visit first has them. I think. So you can have them fairly far away. I couldn't remember if it was one where, again, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check and tell you between episode, or next episode, I should say. Double check between episodes. But I believe it is just, yeah, I don't know, actually. Not fully certain.
Now we can finally get planting.
No, that step comes last. First, we need to till the soil so that the seed potatoes can take root more easily.
So what's that actually mean? Till? I think I'm a bit lost.
You toss the soil to trap the air in it seems. According to Juniper, there are 3 main layers of soil.
Yeah, so we just rough it up a bit. I get you.
Lands. The crudeness of your summaries never ceases to amaze me.
There's not much point to it all, though, is there?
Come on now. Don't be like that. Let's just do what we can.
It'll only take 2 ticks.
You and your ticks, man. It's not about speed. We need precision here, folks.
Just follow the procedure I sent to your irises. Ask me if there's anything you're unclear on.
Okay then, guys. Let's do this.
This is looking good.
That was pretty fun, hey, Mimi?
And now we water them.
Ugh, I wish I was the one being watered. I stink of dirt.
Should we wait for the rain? In this instance?
Yeah. I think it's best if we let nature take care of the rest. I get the feeling we should interfere as little as possible.
But rainfall isn't always guaranteed. If you rely too much on the weather, it may come back to bite you.
Then, what if you control soil humidity as you wait for the rain? And if ever the rain doesn't come for a while, then you can water your crops yourself.
That sounds smart. Let's wait a while and see how things unfold.
You just leave that to us.
Oh, what?
Xeon and the others aren't going to stick around here forever. Who else is there?
Besides, it'll only take 2 ticks.
Kite, can I trust you to handle it?
Yeah, go on then.
Come back and have a look after the rain, though, would you?
Right. We'll do that.
If only my presence brought the rain. Once again, I'm powerless.
Indeed, that's definitely where the problem lies.
So it is just wherever you choose. I know definitely in my main file playthrough, I'm just mainly doing things to just like test out late game stuff. Definitely is not there. Now, getting to this part of the quest will actually unlock a pretty interesting NPC. I don't want to necessarily say important. It'll be important for me to get different weather for my screenshots, but Splish Splash is now here. Rain. It named for a type of weather that's extreme damp, and mood of Splish Splash. It also generally tend toward dampness. Casting for vote of sympathy, but no one bite. Mess? Splish Splash spell scent of moisture on breeze. Should Splish Splash cast clouds friendsward? It's going to cost you 10,000. Many thankings. Should add a few more side dishes to next meal. Splish Splash will take it from here. Perhaps Splish Splash a bit distracted. Thoughts of scrumptious meal were drowning mine.
Good to add more names.
So, Splish Splash is a very interesting NPC. For 10,000 gold, which is honestly pretty affordable, you can get money pretty easily. Talking to Splish Splash will give a chance of rain. He has a chance of failing. I don't exactly know what it is. That's one I also have to check. But, yeah.
Here we go.
So-spectacular. So yeah, instead of having to wait around for the weather to randomly change, now you can just talk to Splish Splash, pay some money, and you can probably get it to rain. Or spend enough money you can guarantee it to rain. It's not a low chance of failing, but it is a chance.
So, why isn't anything budding?
The seed potatoes are rotting. Perhaps we gave them too much water.
Oh no.
Does the soil not drain properly? Or was it something else?
It's my fault. I was giving them extra water from time to time, because I didn't want them drying out.
Fox.
I thought I was being careful. Never considered that I might be overdoing it.
Well, we'll just have to try this again. Let's wait for the next rainy spell.
Sorry, guys.
Don't blame it on yourself.
Yeah, but if I hadn't done this, we wouldn't have to...
Oh, if only! What's done is done, man. You can't change the past. So let's just recoup our losses and do even better next time round.
Huh.
That's a good attitude, Kite. I like it.
I'm good either way, to be honest.
Huh. Classic Eastman.
Guess I'll stick it out for a while longer. Thanks, Kite.
Credit where it's due. That was actually pretty good.
His words came from the heart. I think that's why it resonated with them.
Kite's always been annoyed at being second best. He knows the frustration of not living up to his own standards. And that really struck a chord.
Complimenting others' weak points has always been a talent of his. It's something I could never do.
Hey! I think we'll go ahead and till the soil again. Take out the rotted spuds. So, if you don't mind...
Got it. We'll grab a new batch for you.
I'm really sorry about this. We'll need you to get 10 more seed potatoes then.
Don't worry. We'll pick a really good selection this time. Just you wait.
The emotional resonance of planting potatoes. Truly, this is a game of the... I don't know exactly what Splish Splash's chance of failure is. The game has been data mined for quite a while, but a lot of it, and I've found the data mine online, but it's a very weird thing to read through. And I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough to read that stuff. But there is other people who have made the information a little bit more translatable. Because it is, boy, some of the data mine stuff is, well, it's the data mine. It's a lot of things. Big one, just like finding out exactly, how much, mainly with arts, like how much their effects are. That'll be something to bring up in a little bit. Well, not a little bit. We still have a while of this quest to go. But after this quest, you know what? We're here. This should be pretty quick. I mean, it's 2 enemies, 2 pretty weak enemies at that. Area control, we got... I mean, they're technically elite enemies, but they're also 20 levels lower than us, so... Not like we really have much to worry about. Again, they're 20 levels lower than us. Well, 19 levels, oh, so close. But, yeah, it's fine. It's not gonna be particularly difficult, and also the buzzing is very annoying. Bonk. Wow, an elite enemy! So useful to beat up!
I'm the girl with the gall.
I'm the girl with the gall. Version 4.2. I haven't done Eno swap in a long time because I haven't grabbed Ether Spheres in a long time. We'll be doing stuff with Eno soon. TM. Lots of going back and forth to Pentalus. And I was going to pick up some extras, but okay. Guess not. Yeah, having the destination map just very quickly accessible is incredibly handy. There's a lot of quality of life things that Xenoblade 3 added compared to the other 2 games in the series, and also X is there. That it's just so nice to have. So, yeah. Splish. Splish Splash. He's over there. Yeah, Splish Splash will not just be here for this quest, he'll be there forever.
Now we wait for the rain.
Come on, buds. Start your budding already.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Rain time! Alright, Splish Splash. Let's go over to you. There are only 2 NPCs like Splish Splash, including him himself. We're not going to be able to unlock the other one for a while. But, yeah, this one is... Splish Splash is mainly just for this quest. The other one is for... there is one unique monster in this game that... well, in base game, that requires a weather condition. But it's level 80, so it's going to be a while before we get to that. We unlock it a lot earlier, but it's a level 80 unique enemy, so, yeah. That's all there is.
We did it! They're budding!
Talk about suspenseful.
Manana excited for yummy harvest! Hope they grow up big and strong!
Yeah, we need to take good care of them.
Looks like it's going well.
Indeed. Now we can breathe a sigh of relief.
We'll want to take care of the fertilizer now, right? How do we distribute it?
Actually, I have just the person for that. Earl's a dab hand at gardening. I'm sure he'll be able to help us out if we explain our situation.
I'd appreciate that. Incidentally, where did Kite go?
Stormed off after saying he'd done his field tending duty. Guess he's still not over it.
I suppose it's time for us to pack up. We can't just leave that guy alone. He's always been there for us, through thick and thin.
I know. You don't need to worry about us. Make sure my lieutenant gets the care he deserves.
Will do.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure Earl will explain it for you, but you know the fertilizer? Seems you make it by crushing up seeds, bones, and plants and mixing it all together. Oh, and he also said that having a few helix conches on you would save him some trouble.
You'll get that done in 10 ticks. Or else.
That might be a little tight for us, but we can certainly try. I see some relation.
I don't know, man. 10 ticks seems like a pretty long time. I don't know how long a tick is for him, but I mean, 10 of them. It's gotta be good, right? It's gotta be a reasonable amount of time. Hello, Earl. Commander Xeon, long time no see. I'll take any materials you have for the fertilizer off your hands, okay?
Now, what was it we needed?
Alright. Shepherd's Purse gives you 5. Milky Soy gives you 10. Rich Smelling and Lewd Bones give you 20. And Helix Conches give you 40. Yeah, pretty good. Earl's special fertilizer. Sounds very suspicious, gonna be honest. Special fertilizer is not a comforting turn of phrase. Not turn of phrase, just phrase in general. Turn of phrase is a different thing entirely. God, English is a stupid language.
Whoa! They got so big!
Filled to bursting with lively!
Applying fertilizer ought to further foster their growth.
So we just sprinkle the stuff on top and then we're done?
Wrong. They need to be able to absorb the nutrition easily, so first we combine the fertilizer with some soil. Then you spread the mixture around the roots.
So specific.
I've more or less memorized Juniper's info now. Let me know if there's anything you're unsure of.
I can see his time in the survey branch has seeped in, right down to his marrow.
I suspect he might have actually been born with it. He's just the meticulous type.
That's about all we can ask for. I'm grateful.
I'll let him know.
All right, guess it's back to the grindstone.
Now to wait for more rainfall.
Oh, I'm shaking with excitement.
Are you really?
Well, yeah, we all worked hard for this.
You tell him, love. Let's see what the coming rain brings.
Yeah!
Aw, Senna's so excited for potatoes. That's great. I like that Senna's excited for potatoes. She's not even an Irish one. Not even Irish and she's so excited for potatoes. Is that a little bit stereotypical? Absolutely it is. But it's fun. It's fun to use these accents, yeah? I'm shitting them, but it's still fun to have them. Senna doesn't even have an accent. Well, okay, she has an American accent. A lot of characters a lot of Agnians have more American accents, as well as a few Welsh accents dotted here and there.
These little guys have come a long way.
They in springtime of youth, growing up into fine young potatoes.
Nothing gets Manana excited like the prospect of a full belly.
Can you blame her?
Resounding no!
Why have they changed color?
Huh?
Oh no, they're withering. Why though? It can't be time to harvest them yet, surely.
I dread to think so. But it could be one of the diseases mentioned in the reference materials. The damage seems to spread from the lesions here, on the root. They bear resemblance to the black rot.
Oh, they better not be. That's supposed to cause rapid decay. Spreads easily too.
Let's check the others for similar symptoms. On the double. Lend me a hand, everyone.
It's emergency blight harvest! Oh good, they've changed color. Spongy spud woes. Looking good here. Looking good here. Changing color.
Yes, Uni's the bus.
Uni's the bus. These ones are Wilton.
Do exactly as I say.
No notable issues. No notable issues.
I'm your guy.
Spock, these ones are ruined too, huh?
You want me to lead?
These ones failed too? Poor things.
This is some story.
Rest in peace, our spongy spuds. You've served well. And we send you off.
Time to eat.
I don't know how taps. Yeah, taps. I don't know how it fully goes. I'm gonna be
Let's
honest.
catch up on stuff.
Judging by the state of the stems, I think we're on the mark. It's the black rot, no question. But they were looking so healthy until just a little while ago. Can't we help them somehow? So one solution, that's to dispose of all the infected stems. Before the others go all bad. That's what June Potato says anyhow. It's less helping, more harm reduction though. Can't we just pluck the bad leaves, leave the rest there? No, we have to pull up the whole stem. You do? You realize what you're saying? After all the hard work we've put in. Wish we could save them all, really I do, but the rot is spreading fast. Pull out the bad ones and that's the end of it. Not much point in trying to find alternatives, because at this rate, a fierce debate you're having here. What are you so laid back about, Chief? This is Culinari's future on the line here. You're absolutely right. I'm not being laid back. You simply have to pull out the afflicted stems before losing everything. There's no other way. We know the bad to save the rest. Something quite profound. You may not think it, but I often lack the backbone needed to be a commander. Even this far into my term, I often faltered and vacillated, questioning my actions. That is, until you taught me about the importance of failing and starting anew. It was an invaluable lesson to learn. I had to really hammer in that hard head of yours before it stuck, though. I'll take that as a compliment. If Sion's not giving up, then neither am I. We'll do what we can, and we'll do it right. That's right, we better start now. Time waits for no spud. Right, time to pull out the bad stems. My friends, thank you. Hell yeah, this is such an exciting mission. We're planting potatoes.
Right then.
We're plucking potatoes. We're learning about potatoes. Yeah. Truly, we go from epic proportions, you know, we...
I swear I'll save you. Don't film me now.
Now, in the story, you know, we're about to bust into a prison. And meanwhile, we're spending time, as they say in Bretonia, faffing about, plucking some things, doing potato and potato it up.
That looks to be all of them.
We'll have to monitor them for a short while. Take note of the state of the stems, not just the color of the leaves.
We should fix up the soil too, right?
Think so. It's supposed to be bad if the underground bits are exposed to light.
Might as well pull up the weeds while we're at it too, huh?
Don't pull the potatoes themselves out.
Mate, I can tell the difference.
And then we hope for rain.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was just thinking how times change. It wasn't so long ago that my sole thoughts were about keeping the flame clock topped up. Now here I am, worrying about soil and potatoes, looking up at the sky. I could never have imagined myself in such a position.
True. Who'd have thought you'd chomp on a raw potato or admit to lacking a spine?
Please, don't remind me. I feel flushed just thinking about it.
But I think we've grown a lot closer as a result. I feel like I know you better. Sometimes you don't really get to know someone until you've clashed first, and then sorted out your differences.
You don't beat around the bush, do you?
Anyway, I think we've done what we can here. Let's report back into Juniper.
Yay, we get to go back to Juniper! I like going back to Juniper. Juniper rules. My sweet Agnian non-binary cat girl waifu. Juniper's fantastic. The sheriff is also really cool too. A lot of characters are really cool. I'm not gonna diss Zeon. He's kind of intentionally a bit lame, but he's also really weird. The black rot, you say? Do you deal with it accordingly? Pulled out all the stems that had discoloration, but we're not sure if that's going to be enough to stop the spread. We were wondering if you could take a look for us if it's not a bad time for you. What you're telling me, that might be the best course of action, yes? We'll have some bad luck. By the way, do you have anyone keeping watch over the fields? Keeping watch? You mean like patrol? It's not just Colony 9 that are strapped for food, remember? You never know who or what could be lying in wait. Yeah, you're right. We'll get someone on it right away. Thank you. Anyway, I'll start getting ready for this trip to Colony 9. To the potatoes! Away! I hope there wasn't any extra dialogue there. We'll probably hear it. It's probably just the one that we get from Zeon after. Yeah. We got stuff to do. We got potatoes. Got potatoes to beat up.
Sounds a little rowdy over there.
Is that?
It came from over there. Let's hurry.
For the fields!
You are not getting through me! I won't let their efforts go to waste! Kate! You lot!
Talk later. Let's teach those creatures never to set foot upon this land again. We will defend this place with our lives. Show them there is strength in unity.
These are some really big... These are some really, really big pandas. Why do I say pandas, of all things? We got a couple of Ropals to fight! Yeah, why did I say pandas, of all things? Rogue Ropals to fight the field trashing Ropals, I should say, at that. And somehow Tyon died, like, immediately. Yeah, honestly, this is not necessarily a difficult quest, and not even that... Yeah, it's not a difficult quest, it's not a particularly long quest either. It's a little bit tedious having to go back and forth from Pendulous, but not terribly so, I would say. Get some smashes in. Now, I believe earlier on I did say that Smash dropped items. It is just Burst that does. Smash is much higher damage in exchange for not getting any extra items. So I was wrong about that. That was just me being a big dumb. I think Burst still purges anything, but I may not be right about that as well.
People, how are we?
We're fine, at least.
They really tore up the place, huh?
Sorry. I couldn't stop them.
It's not your fault, Kite.
Besides, you were the first to come running here. Don't feel bad. You were tending the fields, weren't you? Trying to keep them safe. The whole time.
I couldn't just sit back. But there was hardly any point.
You shouldn't put yourself down.
You? What are you?
If I could just...
I'll help you. And pull! Guess I don't know my own strength.
Thank you very much.
Are those?
I'm afraid I failed to mention something. Spongy's buds are quite special. They actually use the field itself as a means of storage.
That's why you recommended growing them. Astounding.
Sorry I doubted you. The reason I didn't trust you before, it wasn't because you were Agnian. No, it's because I was weak. No, I don't expect you to forgive me or anything like that. I know I caused hurt. I'm so sorry.
Now come on, raise your head. You refuse to give in. You struggle to change things for the better. The way I see it, that's not weakness. Not from what I hear, anyway.
You don't... No, you don't even know me.
Making a change, Kite. It takes guts. You're a good man. We didn't admit it. But then again, neither did you.
You know what? No one's ever told me that.
I'm sorry about that. I think from now on, I'll make an effort to remind you. Kite, you're an asset to us all.
Commander, could you perhaps help me with a problem? If your offer of support still stands, that is.
Sure. Ask us anything.
Would it be possible to permit me to visit Colony 9 more frequently?
That's no issue for me.
I'm not directly asking for help with a specific problem, but I'd like it if we could build friendly relations between us. If that's all right.
Now I see. Feel free to visit anytime.
Same here. Very happy to have you.
Thank you very much, Kite.
What's all this then? Kite's acting weird.
What I'm more worried about is what will happen to the tending of the fields.
I'll be sure to ask them. But maybe not right now. Just look. They're having so much fun.
And so that completes Reasons to Evolve. In the midst of splendor and evolving challenges, Xeon was not only able to establish new crop fields, but also build a precious sense of camaraderie. Hero class limit rank broken. Dutiful Xeon, the Guardian Commander, can be increased to level 20.
So that's the state of affairs.
So yes, we can get our class up to level 20, and that is not just for Xeon, that is for everyone. We can now continue to go up, get another master skill, I believe. Is it a skill that? Yes, another skill as well as the Master Art at level 20. Now to actually go into said Guardian Commander class. The Guardian Commander is a very odd class in terms of how it works, mainly because a lot of the times it gets really outclassed by the... it can get pretty outclassed by the Lost Vanguard. You're about, 20 points of block rate lower, and I think that is just, like, straight up. Yeah. You're about 20 block rate points lower. Or do I have extra block rate on? So I wanted to compare, because the Lost Vanguard is the closest comparison, in terms of... Okay, oh, Jesus. Yeah,
I'll protect you.
what is that? It's a solid weak guard, I think. right? It's a very confusing name. 64% compared to 71. So you're much lower on block rate, and both of them are very similar because they both want to block. Every class has its own internal values on how it affects the stats of your characters. Every character does have their own base stats that will vary slightly depending on your class. So there's certain things like Uni will always have the highest healing power of anyone, Lands will have the highest HP. Well, in terms of like, if everyone's the same class, Uni will have the highest heal power, Lands will have the highest HP, etc., etc. I think Noah's the best attacker, Senna's the fastest. There's a bunch of different things for it. But, yeah, everyone does have their own things towards that, and I believe... Yes, okay. That is the same there. So, the Guardian Commander's modifiers are a 1.2 times boost to your HP, a 0.75 times to your attack, 8.35 times to your heal, which really doesn't matter that much. 1.05 times to your dex, a 0.75 multiplier to your agility, a 40, well, okay. At max level, it gets to 50 physical defense and 35 ether defense, which is at level 99. You start off at 40, I think it's 40, and you go up by 1 each time. And that's generally the way it is. For every 10 levels, you get another point of physical defense, ether defense. I think you get your block rate up a little bit as well. The crit rate, I think, also does go up a bit. The level stats are a little bit weird in terms of how they work. But the Guardian Commander is a pretty good defensive class, but it does get outshone a lot in the pure defensive values by the Lost Vanguard. So, really, what kind of makes a difference is the class skills. The first one that we have is I'll Help, which will absorb the attack for allies with low HP being less than 30% of your max HP. Every time I'll go through I believe it is both on stats, or both on skills and arts, it will be from level 1 to, it's 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20, so every 5 levels is when it'll get buffed. So I'll Help starts you off with a damage reduction to the damage that you will take from a 50% to 16, 17, 18, and at level 20 you get a 20% damage reduction to any hit that you take. Which also will synergize with things such as Mind for Guarding, which will, again, lower your damage reduction when blocking by currently 15 points. It goes 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. Again, that is with your block rate. You can get your block rate on Guardian Commander about up to around 70, 75, I think, is what you can cap it out at. It's pretty big. And really, the big difference between Guardian Commander and Lost Vanguard is the damage reduction. As opposed to just blocking, so less HP, less stats overall, but you just take less damage as well. Soldier's Potential, when you are at low HP, will store a little bit of HP per second. It goes from 0.6% to 0.8, 1 to 1, 1.2, and finally 1.4% of your max HP per second. Again, up to just 30% lower. And finally, Protector's Pride will boost your recharge speed when non-defenders are targeted, from 30 to 35 to 40 to 45, and finally 50% of your recharge speed will be reduced. So cutting it in half is pretty nice, which allows you to use your arts a lot more often. And the big thing with this is the gimmick of the Awakening status. You'll be wanting to use Deflector Field very often because it is really the main thing with that. When you use it, you'll absorb any damage taken, and taking any damage at all will give you the Awakened status. The Awakened status is really, really good. It is the best status in the game. Some enemies will get them, I believe, on their rage, and I think they just keep it permanently. Yours has a maximum duration of up to 30 seconds, I believe. The lowest is 20, and then the highest, I believe, it's either 30 or 40. I don't quite remember off the top of my head. I didn't write that down in my notes either. but the Awakened status will boost your damage by 75%, reduce the damage taken by 25%, and boost your recharge speed by 50%. Most of the time these are multiplicative. It will say percentage points. Generally, there's a few that are wrong about percentage points compared to percentage. So really, with Awakening, you have a 75 at max level 20. With Deflector Field, you'll have a 75% lower recharge rate, which is ridiculously good. I will give it that. And you will absorb some extra damage, which I did not actually write it down. It's, I believe, 50 to 55, 60, 65, 75, I want to say. No, I think this one actually is just 3 increments, 55, 65, 75% of... I'm going to double check now because I forgot to write that down in my notes. For how much damage you absorb, or how... You will still take some of the damage, just not all of it. So, let me just double check on that one. I forget exactly what the numbers are. I do have a nice little handy-dandy guide. So thank you to Beta 382, sorry. Shit, that one's actually not on there. 382 he has a lot of the big stuff for that, but going on the wiki. Okay, it's 50, 60, 75. So 50% for under 10, under 20 is 60, 75 at level 20 for how much damage you will how much damage you absorb from everything. Now going on into the arts themselves. Starting off with Noble Taunt. Noble Taunt, well, it will give you the taunt, will inflict enemies with taunt. Taunt, it's a little bit unsure how taunt works, but we're pretty sure it's just a big dump of aggro onto you. Aggro is obviously it's a mechanic that determines what enemies are attacking. Different arts especially will generate extra aggro. It's mainly arts. A lot of them have a pretty low value, and then of course ones that are dedicated to drawing aggro will have pretty high value on that. So Noble Taunt will give the enemy a lot of aggro, and the only change that it has on that between levels is the recharge time. It goes from 20 seconds to 18.6 seconds to 17.3 seconds to 16 seconds to 14.6 seconds at level 20. So, no change on that one. Generally, we'll have a few changes here and there, other than just that. Our next one is Shield Bash. Shield Bash is a pretty quick attack that will have a nice power multiplier, which is, I believe it's on the attack as a whole will do that percentage of your attack power. Shield Bash is a 2-hit move, and the first hit will topple. So it can inflict the topple status. The power multiplier for that one is 180%, followed by 210, 235, 270, and tops out at 310. As you level up, it also will get quicker. So from 30 to 28.3 to 26.6, 24.6, and finally 22.6 seconds for that. Again, it is that first hit that will topple of a 2-hit combo, so if you just hit that second one, then you're a little bit out of luck. We'll go to Falcon Swoop next. Falcon Swoop is one of the 2 arts that really depends on your awakened status. This can do a lot of this class can do a decent bit of damage if you are awakened, but it gets aggro more easily than the Lost Vanguard, but it struggles to stay alive more, just because it's a little bit worse for class. But Falcon Swoop can help you do quite a bit of damage. I believe it has a short cone in front of it, but it might just be a little burst area around the sword itself for what its AoE is. It doesn't quite say, but I believe it might just be around the sword a little bit. Falcon Swoop is just a simple damage attack. Going through its damage multipliers, goes from 180 to 195, 210, 240, and finally 270%, and will always have a recharge of 11 seconds. The other thing that it gets when it levels up is how much damage it boosts from Awakened status. Starts off at 50%, goes to... where am I at? 50% at less than 10, 60% at less than 20, and finally 70% at less than 20, and it'll double damage at level 20 while you're awakened. Grand Protection is one that I was really having difficulty finding about some details for, because this is one where I wasn't quite sure if it's multiplicative or it's additive. I'm pretty sure it's multiplicative on this one. Grand Protection will boost your block rate, so for this one, instead of being at 104% block rate, you would be at like 80-some, something like that. Around 80 or so with the current setup on that, and it will reduce your damage dealt by 15%. The only change that it has on level up is its recharge time from 50 to 47 to 44 to 40 to 36 seconds. Finally, I should also really get on how long these stances last, because I do not have that. 30 seconds, I believe, is the generic time. That's at least what it is on Grand Protection. Yeah, I think it is just... yeah, it's 30 seconds of an effect duration, so you can usually keep it on pretty well, and especially if you're using a lot of, if your defenders aren't targeted, you can get a little bit more aggro that way, stuff like that. And finally, Imperial Sword is a physical attack with one target, and again, it is a damage boost while awakened, always at 23 seconds as well. Same sort of deal with the awakened buff. It will be at 50, then 70, then 100% for how much extra damage it does while waiting. If you know Imperial Sword does not. I don't. Oh my god, I'm really off on my notes. This is the first one I'm doing, so don't worry about it. Goes from 26.6 to 25 to 23.3, 21.3, and finally 19.3 seconds on your recharge. Power multiplier goes from 300 to 330 to 360 to 400, and finally 440% power multiplier for Imperial Sword. But of course, there's more to just the class than you inheriting it. There's also your hero. Heroes will generally have a few that are unique to them, and there's some changes on them. First is Proud Edge. Proud Edge is the replacement for Falcon Swoop and is literally just a rename. There is absolutely no change to it whatsoever. It is just a rename. Same deal with Victory Shift, replacing Grand Protection. However, Celestial Strike is a little bit different. It replaces Imperial Sword and adds knockback, as well as being a lot more powerful. Goes from 390% to 510 when you are evolved, and goes down from 23 seconds to 19.3 seconds, and again has that 70 over to 100% buff to you when you're awakened. Xeon himself has 25 TP in a chain attack, and he adds 15 upon his own reactivation as his chain effect, and his chain order will increase defender aggro and grant Armor Veil, which Armor Veil is 20% of your effect of the affected's max HP, so it's not his max HP, it's 20% of your character's max HP. So instead of being 20% would be like 1,500 or so. So instead of giving 1,500 to everyone for Senna, it would give about 800, about 1,000. So yeah, makes your bulkier characters even more bulky. And then the aggro boosts based off of level, I believe, from every... this one, I believe, is every 20. From 30 to 35, 40, 45, and finally 50% extra aggro from your defender. So 1.5 times the aggro on them. So overall, the Guardian Commander is a face tank that focuses a lot on blocking and damage reduction. It can also potentially deal quite a bit of damage with it, but it does rely on the Awakened status a decent bit, and it ends up getting outclassed by a lot of things very well. It is a solid class, but it's a very middle-of-the-road class. You're not gonna win with any it. You're not gonna survive it, and you're not gonna live forever with it. You're not going to take no. You're not gonna kill any quickly. But it's a very class that can do a lot of everything for heal. Actually, even then it can heal. It can heal at least. So it's just a class that very well run. Also, that's also something I should. Gems at steel protection and brimming. The go up every 10, I believe. And his accessories like light weak wars, armor vest, titanium temple, of course, also do up game. Yeah, the Guardian can be a very class that has all it can do, but it's not gonna wow you thing. But with taking care of it, go and search our way through Kelly 9 more, see if we can get anything to do there. And else, I don't actually know what we're gonna do after that. I'll figure it out. But until then, he's stuck there, time? Good. But until then, see you guys later.